Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us here today. We're here with Derek Chisora, the current European heavyweight champion, and Nathan Cleverly, who's about to fight for the vacant Commonwealth title at cruiserweight. This is on the 30th of November at the Copper Box Arena, which will be our second show there on the 30th, as I say, on the 30th of November. Also on the show will be other fighters such as Frank Buglioni, Bradley Skeet, Mitchell Smith, and various other young and up-and-coming prospects in the UK. Let's talk about Derek first of all. Derek is fighting Matteo Modugno, who is from Italy. He's 14-0, undefeated. When you fight an undefeated fighter, there's always a danger because obviously they fancy their chances, and I'm sure they feel that they're in a position now, especially how this heavyweight division is in the world, where people are vying to fight maybe for a vacant title or fight one of the Klitschko's. And Derek, over his last few fights, has put himself well and truly in the picture. So this guy's got a lot to win and a lot to gain if he can beat Derek. But I've got confidence, Derek. I've had confidence in him from day one. I think he showed in his last fight how he's turned his whole of his boxing career around, his training regime. He came in, I think it was 2 stone or 2.5 stone lighter than when he fought Tyson Fury a few years ago. And he's continuing to work hard and maintain that weight level, which I believe gives him not only speed, but he seems to have found more power and a better work rate. One thing for sure, we always know he's had a big heart, but added to what he's doing now, I think he's going to get himself in contention to fight for a world title. This is an important fight for him, a fight that he can't afford to lose. If he wins this fight and he comes through, I'm quite confident we can get a final eliminator between him and Pulev for the world title, for a crack at Klitschko. I've been talking to Sauerland's people in Germany, and we're very close to doing a deal, but obviously it's all predicated upon Derek coming through and being successful on the 30th of November. So he's got a goal, he's got an aim to go for, and I honestly do believe he can win the heavyweight title, heavyweight championship of the world. I am absolutely sure that he can do it, and I wouldn't be sitting here if I didn't think that was the case. So he's got everything to gain. He can't afford to slip up. He can't afford to take anything for granted. This guy's coming to win. He knows what it means for him to win, not just the European title, but maybe put himself in that position. So Derek is focused, and with him and his trainer Don Charles, who's doing a fabulous job. I'm expecting him and hoping he'll prevail and come through like he did last time in sensational style. Also, we've got Nathan. He's coming back at cruiserweight. He's fighting against Daniel Amann from Australia for the vacant Commonwealth title. As you can see, he's moved up to cruiserweight. Last time out was it didn't work out. It was a very, very sort of a bad night for all of us at the office. It was a bad night for me as far as I'm concerned. That it was a fight I felt he could win. But I do believe that the weight has been a factor with Nathan. That's why I was very much against all the talk of him fighting Carl Froch at super middleweight. That's something I knew that would seriously would not been in his best interest as far as his weight's concerned. I didn't think he could beat Carl Froch. But as I say, he's coming back to cruiserweight, and it reminds me of when he fought on the undercard when Joe Calzaghe fought out in Vegas, and it was his last fight at super middleweight, and he was well on top of the guy, but I could see that the power just wasn't there because he was drained of weight, and it was time for him to move up to light heavyweight, and that's what he did. He's a man who has matured certainly into a cruiserweight. Now you only got to look at him. There's not an ounce on him. He is a cruiserweight, and I think that we'll see a renaissance of Nathan, and I'm quite sure. If he comes through this fight within a few fights, he'll be fighting for the cruiserweight title, world title, and I will do my best to ensure that happens. And I believe that he's got the tools to bring that title back to the UK.
I was working hard for the last 3 weeks. Right now, just taking time off now. Today was my last day in the gym for the next couple, like 7 days, because I started feeling very tired and stuff like that. So I decided today to stop training, and I'll be back again in the gym after 7 days. Yeah, I said it before. I'm actually enjoying boxing now. But there was a time when I turned pro. I enjoyed it, and then there was a time I just like wasn't enjoying it no more. And now I think I fall in love with the sport again. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah, but you know what? I'm not really looking at that right now. I just wanna look at this date coming up. At the Copper Box, and then after that, I can't even enjoy Christmas. And then we talk about this living there for the world title. But for me, right now, I'm just looking at this guy who's unbeaten. Because unbeaten fight is always hard. They were prepared. He's mentally focused, this guy, apparently. But he's going to fall short anyway.
Yeah, I always said throughout my boxing career, professional boxing career, that as soon as I'd lose, I'd probably consider leaving boxing. But it's probably because of my background as well. I could obviously have a comfortable living outside boxing. I don't really need to get slapped in the head for a living, but the desire is still there, and I feel I don't want to go out like that on that loss. And I think it's a new chapter for me. Chapter 2 begins for me, and I'm excited by that. Because now, like I was when I came up to light heavyweight, started Commonwealth title, British, European, World, and now, I start with a Commonwealth title at cruiserweight, and I'm in this. I'm not in boxing to mess about or play about. I'm in there to become world champion. Otherwise, I would seriously get out of the sport. So I'm back, and I'm back to win the world title at cruiserweight, to become two-weight world champion, and I will do it. I will do it. Yeah, you can kind of lose respect for the sport in a way, and you just got to realize sometimes, and sometimes the loss is a wake-up call, and it's it can be a rude awakening, but it can be a blessing in disguise, and I feel it's definitely a blessing in disguise, and this is. I feel it was meant to be, and now we can start a new chapter and start fresh at the new weight. I feel at my correct weight now, because I've been light heavyweight for 6 years, since I was 20 years of age, and naturally I've gone bigger. And if you notice, when I turned light heavy from super middle, I had eight knockouts in a row, and all of a sudden they've dried up. So hopefully I can bring that back at cruiserweight, because I do feel I've outgrown light heavyweight now, so it's time for a fresh start.